Hey fairy friends, it's Matrin here, and today we'll be taking on the Red Legends. Now instead of ranking these from best to worst, I'd rather show you how often I encounter these cards in ranked matches while sharing their general strengths and weaknesses. Remember that just because a card is underplayed doesn't mean it's terrible. It could be the meta hasn't shifted in its favor yet, or the meta is waiting for a player like you to take a new approach to that underplayed card and make it the meta. Before I start, please know that my opinions are only from my own experience, and I'd love to hear from all of you about your own thoughts and experiences with these cards, so please feel free to comment below. Your perspectives mean a lot to me. Let's start with Seifer Blood Tyrant. Aside from having a really cool name, Seifer is just a really solid card that fits well into most mid-range red decks. His 5/6 stats are identical to Ground Shaker, another red mainstay, though he lacks immediate board impact, and that 3 mountain cost means you'll likely be dropping Seifer when you're challenging an enemy well. With Seifer's ability, you want to drop him near weaker creatures, or even clear the board around him first. That way his presence will deter your opponent from playing anything that can't wipe him out. Now while Seifer can get out of control quickly, he also has several counters. Red removal, coupled with creatures such as Bobslinger or Ground Shaker, which actually trades favorably with Seifer because its gift ability lowers Seifer to a 5/5. Blue's Frogify and green's bulky creatures like Verduran Force can also take on the Blood Tyrant. If you're up against Seifer and you know you can remove him with a combination of removal from hand and trading a creature in, remember, always make sure your creature lands the killing blow, so Seifer doesn't drain its stats. It may sound simple, but Seifer's ability can really throw off your battle math sometimes. Next up, don't be deterred by Garudan's 10 Faria cost, because Gary is the value dragon. Its gift ability is essentially Firestorm, meaning that for 4 extra Faria, you're getting a 6/6 creature with Flying Charge to smacked onto a board that's just been cleared or severely weakened. With Flying Charge 2, Garudan's positioning isn't even that critical. Just make sure he's aggressive to keep up the momentum of his gift impact. While Frogify can, of course, take out Garudan, it also means you're up against a blue deck, and that opening gift has likely already done a ton of work against the nimble yet fragile blue creatures. When playing against Garudan, you'll see it coming, because your opponent needs that 10 Faria. Take a look at the board state and only place creatures that can survive that opening Firestorm. Also think of where your opponent might position Garudan and try to be ready to take it out the following turn. Those 6/6 stats are solid and can trade with Ancient Heralds, Ground Shakers, Grove Guardians, and Manta Riders, so stay sharp and try not to play into a Garudan board clear. Next we have Cap 10 Sky Pirate and friend to all red combat decks. His combat ability of drawing your Gift of Steels has led some players to recommend only running 2 Gift of Steels, though I recommend keeping a full set of 3. Why? Because like all legends in Faria, Cap 10 is 1 card in a deck of 30, and you should never really rely on drawing him. Building a solid deck that can succeed without him first, then add him in for extra power. Cap 10's 2 mountain, 2 wildland requirement seems balanced to me, since his 4 Faria cost is so low, and even gives Cap 10 potential in multicolored decks, though I've only ever seen him in mono red combat. You want to drop Cap 10 so he can engage enemy creatures or the enemy orb in combat as soon as possible, and with 3/7 base stats, he can take a hit. He is susceptible to Choking Sand and Frogify, but the great thing about red combat decks is that with Gift of Steels in hand, any of your creatures can become an instant major threat to your opponent, so they may struggle to decide who to remove. Grimguard, Shed and Brute, Cap 10, even Underground Brigand. All of these can be devastating with that +3/+3 Gift of Steel buff. When countering Cap 10 and red combat, know that they want to fight you, so be the leaf and avoid them. They may bait you into approaching, making you think, oh, my Oversky Toast Ship can take out that 2/5 Grimguard. So you invest in that side of the board, and then bam, Gift of Steel and your strategy is shot. If they entrench between the wells, honestly just ignore them. Head straight for their orb and drop a Verduran Force where they can't reach it. Ignus the First Flame is a personal favorite of mine. Not because it's consistent or even powerful, but because it is way too much fun to activate its ability. So let's analyze that for a moment. Whenever you select +1 Faria from the power wheel, deal 4 damage randomly split among enemies. So to play Ignus's 8 cost in the first place, and then +1 each turn, you really want to have solid board control and land placement already. A value creature such as Underground Brigand can help get you there, but you could also just be more of a responsive, Faria conservative burn deck too. It's worth noting that since you're a burn deck, the 4 random damage doesn't always have to be random. You can clear the board first, then +1 to ensure all 4 damage hits the enemy orb. You know, whenever I think of this Ignus ability, I can't help but think of Crackthorn Beast as well. Their land requirements align, but do their strategies? Is it too greedy to run both? Be sure to let me know in the comments if you've ever run Ignus in anything other than a red burn deck. Where Ignus falls apart for me is its 8 Faria cost and 4 force stats. That's 2 Grimguards, 2 Bloodstone Sprites, 1 Shed on Brute with Gift of Steel. I mean, these cards are so much more versatile that it becomes really difficult to justify saving up for Ignus. Also, it's kind of awkward that Ignus the First Flame can go down to Firebomb and Bomb Slinger. All in all, I really like Ignus and want to see him succeed, but that 8 cost is just too prohibitive right now. Alright, next up, we have Krog the Ogre King. Krog, oh, Krog, oh! Oh, hey bro, did you want to tell everyone a little about yourself?
Krog talk now. Krog say lot.
Yeah, sure. Well, why don't you start with things you like, Krog?
Krog like, eat, and, dance with friends, and Krog like shiny.
That sounds like a lot of investment just to get you going, Krog.
Krog no like big word.
Okay, never mind then. Krog, is there anything you don't like?
Krog no like froggies. Froggies go hop hop. Krog is frog.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. So blue decks can be trouble. Anything else?
Sand. Krog no like sand. Sand eat Krog. Krog no tasty.
Ah, good point, Krog. Choking sand really would ruin your day. So, Krog, I'm gonna be honest here, you don't sound very reliable.
Krog no get. Krog go home, go play, go sleep, go Krog.
Okay, well, there you have it, folks, straight from the Ogre King himself. I know there are players out there who try to make Krog work. I respect that. Every card deserves a chance. Just, please, if you've made Krog work in a fun way, even if only in casual play, let me know in the comments. I'd love to try it out. So that wraps up my quick summary of the 5 red legends. I've already posted a video on the green legends as well, and I hope to continue this series with the other colors. So please let me know which color legends you'd like to hear about next. And if you have any specific legend tips you'd like me to include, I'll be sure to credit you in the video guides. Again, this has just been my own humble observation, so please let me know if I missed anything critical. If you enjoyed this video and found this helpful, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, or follow me on Twitch, where I do some casual streaming every now and then. Until next time, Faria friends, take care, good luck, and have fun.